go live.
Okay, cool.
Any second.
Cool. I'm just refreshing. Oh, there we go. Refreshing. Okay. Okay. Post it on the ER page, and now I'm going to do another one. And on the conversation. And posted. Okay.
We all ready to go?
Just about. Yes, sir.
I've got the I've got the announcements and Instagram, all that stuff. You guys want to do that?
Yeah. Did Manny, did you say that we should do that at the end, or was that what you said, or that was just
let's
when you were?
save the plugs for the end of the show.
You think it's better?
Yeah.
That might also kind of help us transition. Yeah, kind of to a ending where it always feels kind of strange when you're talking about something. It's like, all right, see everybody later. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. No problem.
Although that would be kind of funny, a podcast that just does an Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
It's like they're all of a sudden just like still enjoying, all of a sudden it just goes dark. It's like, what the fuck? What happened?
Screen straight here.
Who was it? Someone was some podcast, maybe ACS. They were talking about, the secret songs, hidden songs in records. Right.
Like
That's
at the end.
Yeah, at the end, you wait like 3 minutes and finally a song starts, or you can hear like background, whatever.
Yeah.
That sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know. Is that still happen? Like,
I don't know if it
in the digital world, or is that you're talking
does.
about actual albums?
Does it, Manny?
Mm-hmm.
Monkey's
Secret tracks are alive and well.
That's pretty cool.
But don't they show up when you put the CD in?
I mean,
like,
even
like, there's 10 on the cover, but there's 12 tracks. Yeah, I don't know. I guess some CD player. I don't know when the last time I used my CD player was.
Or a song will say it's the last song. It'll say it's 12 minutes. When in reality, it's
that's there's like an extra song in that track.
Yeah,
is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, guy.
Who's there?
Monkey's uncle.
Oh shit! What up? What up, Mew? I'm just gonna call him Mew for short.
Mewtwo.
Oh fuck.
BBH might be able to help us with some of these psychological things we're going to talk about later.
Yay! We're getting in your head.
Tell us what these things are actually called. So, all right.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 84 of your Let's Go Endless Ranters podcast. Thanks for watching, listening, subscribing. Truly appreciate all of it. My name's Chris. I'm joined by my fellow hosts, the one and only Robbie Spotlight. Let's go, Robbie.
Hey. What up?
Oh, not too much, man. Then there's a man with a plan. It's producer Manny. Let's go, mall man.
I'm about to go upside someone's fucking head, dude.
I said I'm gonna do something. I want to say let's go. The whole let's go Brandon thing is fucking hilarious. And
Let's go, Ranters.
Manny told me that that was dead already. So I immediately yelled clear and started doing CPR on it. Anyway, that's funny.
It's not dead if you're flying Southwest, right? If you're a pilot.
I don't know if you actually heard the clip. The audio, because it's not. I think it's audio. It's from the cockpit because it looks like it's actually like a dash cam of him, of the pilot.
Is it okay?
With his face blurred out. It's indistinguished. You can't really tell. Like I could understand if like that's in your brain, like that's what you heard. But I could also understand if he says I said it. Let's go Braves. Because I guess I don't know. Like I feel get that
sorry.
too.
I feel sorry for all the Brandons out there. Like you're at a baseball game. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go.
What it should be at baseball games is it's free tickets or free beer night for couples that are Karen and Brandon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you can produce a marriage certificate that says this is Karen and this is Brandon with ID, like you drink all night for free.
Yeah, I wonder how many Brandons we're gonna have. You know how when Selena died, I'm sure so many Mexican girls named. So now
you think people are gonna start naming their kids Brandon?
Brandon, yeah.
I got a pedantic question.
Uh-huh.
Does the first name have to be Brandon? What if it's like a middle name?
Oh, a lot of middle name Brandons, huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Like a little
and same for the ladies, what if Karen's not their first name, but it's a middle name as well.
Karen. Oh, for the free drinking?
Yeah.
No. You have to go by Brandon or Karen, like in your normal everyday life.
All right.
No. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were asking a technical question about the rules of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
This fantasy. But
yeah, Moman studying law as a side gig.
Name law.
Yeah.
I'm gonna moonlight as a lawyer eventually.
So you think? I don't know. I think it's just absurd. The let's go Brandon thing. The whole way it started too, because it was like at first it was like that reporter kind of did like it was pretty clever. It's pretty clever what she did on the spot to like kind of I don't know. Like,
do you think she knew? Did she know?
She had to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's got to be. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it's funny to see people getting up in arms about it with people that were like, fuck Trump for the last whatever.
It's the verbal version of, how going like this with your, like, okay, with your fingers.
Yeah, the okay sign became racist or something like that.
White power. Cause I guess but like I
forget that was like a hoax by like some other group or something.
What is it? 4chan or something?
I don't even
Reddit.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So now you can't do anything. You can't, with your hands. I don't know.
It's such a bizarre world now. I mean, it always has been, but yeah, things are getting weird. I think the wheels are about to come off, but we'll see. We'll see.
That's just your sick fantasy, man.
It might be. Yeah. It's like I have this. So yeah, I think the wheels are going to come off. So like, prove me right, world.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you an example. I was leaving my friend's house last night.
Yeah, what's going on with you, man?
And I parked my car on a side street because ages ago, the main thoroughfare that he lives on, there was parking on the street available, but they got rid of that. Park on the side street. I was there for a few hours yesterday, chilling, playing video games, smoking weed. When I leave, I notice I can't get my key into the keyhole on the driver's side, on the driver through the driver door.
You need some KY jelly, am I right?
I left it at home, unfortunately.
Okay.
I need to invest in an on-the-go bottle, just for those rare instances,
emergencies.
Yeah, dude, you never know when you need some KY.
Mm-hmm.
So I noticed that someone had fucking super glued the keyhole shut.
Damn.
It was like, yeah, dude.
It's not even April 1st.
That's fucked up.
No, I didn't even know.
Was it still wet when you touched it? So you had like the double disgrace of like having super glue on your thumb?
No,
also?
So
it had enough time to dry.
The good and bad is that it was like slightly past moist. But the bad of it is that it did fall in between like the small cracks between the door handle and the keyhole. So like part of it was glued shut for a bit, you know. I love that. I love that people are still up to like, you know, classic pranks like that.
Oh yeah. By the way, Moment, I think that's a good name for the episode. Maybe slightly past moist. That could be another good name.
We used to do toothpaste under the door handle.
What does that accomplish?
That was like, I don't know. I mean, just, you know, not gluing someone's.
It just felt icky.
Keyhole shut. Now, I think that was on the night before Halloween.
Okay.
We used to go out and do stuff.
This was a day after. I mean, no, day of. No, yeah. Wait, hold on. Day of.
It was a Halloween prank.
Day after.
Yeah.
No, day after, yeah.
Pranks on Halloween, right?
Yeah, we used to do it the night before Halloween. Yes. Okay. Like you'd soap someone's windows or egg cars or, you know, put toothpaste underneath the door handle. So, which is like, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea back then.
What is the toothpaste under the? I don't know.
Well, you got toothpaste on your hand because it was readily available to like a 12-year-old that, you know, had no ability to purchase anything. Like, what else would you use?
Okay.
You know, and it would stick there, right? Wouldn't fall off. So it's kind of the perfect viscosity for that. So.
What else could you use?
I got a handful of toothpaste and my keyhole's glued.
I guess you could use your KY jelly, but you know, I know you like to, you know, save that for when you really need it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what else you could use really, but soaping windows was fucked up because that's like, you know, use bar soap. That, you know, you can't just like rinse it off.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That just sounds like work.
You can't just rinse it off. I mean, it's not work to like go what you know, like that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's work to like get it all, because you know you can't just hose it off. You're gonna have to like rub it out. You have to rub that soap off.
Yeah, it's not even real like window glass, you know, cleaner soap.
You can't. Yeah, you try to do like your windshield wiper fluid. That's not going to work either. So.
And not everyone just had a pressure washer at the ready.
True.
Pressure blast the shit out of it.
True. You'd have to. Yeah, back then you'd have to. You know, you'd have to get a bucket out with a sponge. Yeah.
Yeah. You know who's going to be doing a lot of pressure blasting is all those guys.
I'm not sure.
All those guys celebrating No Nut November, right? We're in November.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. And, you know, all you girlfriends out there, you better watch it, because if your man, or if you go on a date on December, you know, the weekend of December 1st or 2nd, you better be careful if your man's been, you know, holding out for November for a good cause.
Oh, so December 1st, watch the fuck out, you know.
Watch out.
Put some goggles on.
Oh yeah, it's gonna just goggles, exactly.
Yeah.
You
don't know where the origin of this is, where the origin of this idea comes from.
I am unaware of it. I just know that it became a thing one day.
I know you had the thing where you don't shave or something. What is that? Is that October or?
No, that was also November.
Oh.
I think maybe that's what it was. I think maybe that's what it was.
So it's just no. Okay.
Like
it's the no
theme. No shave.
Okay.
And they took it to the next thing. It was like, let's do no nut this time. I was like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, virgins.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It also started, I think, on Reddit, from what I understand. Another silly Reddit thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've barely been on Reddit. I don't know why. You know,
I'm not a Reddit guy.
I know why, but
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's just another time suck.
I think I went there to look at Adam Carolla show podcast content there, and it was just horrible. Like the things they were saying, like make the Aceholes group, the normal Facebook Adam Carolla podcast Facebook group, look pretty tame.
Yeah,
like the things they were saying about, you know, Lynette especially. I was like, wow, okay. So, but anyway,
that's his key demographic, man. Hating on these.
So someone tried to glue your car door shut and didn't really work.
No,
you just chipped it off.
Yeah, still annoyed that it's just like gotta go through the hassle of just getting rid of that shit. It's like, man, fuck whoever did that.
Yeah, but then also a little bit of, you were glad that people are still out there You know,
I'm
I don't
honestly
know.
surprised. That's like the on the low end of the spectrum. Higher on the worst end, they could have just stolen the fucking car.
Something about, yeah, that's true. Yeah. He could have left you a note that said, "You're lucky I didn't steal your
Or
car."
in like some absurdist shit, what if they just like break the car windows, take 3 tires, and like siphon my gas?
Yeah. Just smash your car window for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that shit happens too. Yeah. Kids go around. I don't know. I feel I'm like buoyed by reports of teenage kids still acting a fool. You know what I mean? Like still doing insane things that they think they're going to get away with. You know
It's
what I
never
mean?
gonna go away, man.
Well, I mean, they're trying to make it go away. I think. I mean, I'm not saying they. I mean, all parents try to make it go away too. We're trying to like, I'm kind of a, would like, my kids to roam free or whatever, but still you're real careful and you're trying to like protect your kid from a lot of stuff at the same time. So, I don't know.
It's a healthy balance, right?
Mixed
As they
feelings
say.
on it. Yeah.
What about speaking of like teens dressing? You know who I feel like you can't little kids can dress up, right? And then adults, once you start going to your parties after you're 21 or 18, 19, but like I think once you're like 11 to 16, you're kind of too old to dress up. And what are you doing? Where are you going? But once you're like 19, 20, all these parties and college parties and whatever part, then you can dress up again. And of course, the 40-year-olds and whatever you got your other adult parties and your work parties. But I think there's that little slot between, I don't know, 11 and 16 where it's like, okay, what's the point? You're just going to dress up. I don't see it. I don't get it.
Okay.
That sucks. And I feel bad for whoever does stop at that age. It's like, those are prime fucking.
It's like, wow, I didn't know Rob was such a hater.
I know.
No, these
I mean?
these are, I'm telling you, man, what's
Rob
the point?
hates adolescents.
Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah. Screw you guys.
No, it is
Can't
weird when you see
wait to-
tall kids come and trick or treat. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like, don't show up to my, just turn around. Don't, Oh, you got a little brother? Okay, they can grab some candy. You? No.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be working at Arby's or Carl's Jr. or something for your own candies.
I took my girls, my twin girls, trick or treating, and it's amazing. Took them out in their neighborhood, but I mean, it's a beatdown because it's like, half the people aren't home, because they're at Halloween parties, and like the week leading up to Halloween. I mean, my kid had a football game Saturday morning, league champions, got a bye week, first week of the playoffs. So, and they had like a trick or treat lineup after the game for all the players, and like all the parents came and brought like tables and candy and buckets of things, and all the kids had a trick or treat after the game. So my son got like a full bucket of candy just from that the day before, and like all the parties before that, like they're just getting just candy like thrown at them left and right. So I don't know this whole I didn't see a lot of older kids trick or treating because I think that's the case. Like you're just getting like these kids just go in their cupboard and they just see all the leftover candy from last year because it's like you couldn't eat all of it. So
like
the little kids, it's great though. So
yeah, Monkey's uncle on YouTube right now live. He's saying high school kids showing up in their football uniforms, and he put a mad face. Right? No.
I think that's being resourceful.
My son wore his football uniform, and I thought it was pretty lazy.
You thought it was pretty JV of him?
Pretty efficient though, because he was just like, that's simple. That's a full uniform. It's a helmet, everything. And I'm sure, he likes to wear it, in front of his other friends too. So, yeah. But yeah, no makeup to like wipe off. I think he's figured that out.
Not even the lines underneath the eyes.
Oh, they have stickers now. He had stickers.
Stickers.
Yeah, they have black stickers that you put on. He had those for his game Saturday.
Why? Like, when did they do away with the paint?
Because then that paint, like on 10-year-olds, that paint gets everywhere. Because they smear it everywhere, and then it's like you can't get it off. Anyway, every year he'd go as like a zombie, whatever, zombie pirate, zombie football player, zombie, zombie police officer,
zombie impersonator.
I think he finally figured out like the torture at the end of the night with his mother having to like get all the makeup off his face.
Right.
You just skip that part.
Yeah.
Just wear a football helmet. Yeah. So, but anyway, what are we talking about Halloween for? Oh, Rob hates kids.
Yeah. It's great. Well, can I actually, speaking of kids, Chris, can I tell you guys a little dream I had? It was kind of a nightmare.
It's not about kids, is it?
Okay.
Well, there is a kid involved, but this is I had a dream. It was a weird dream. I'm getting chased by whatever. And then you in dreams you jump from one place to the next. So at one point I'm talking to my neighbor in my dream, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'm with my son and so forth or whatever." Right. So I said, "Oh yeah, I've got a baby too." And then I'm like, "Oh crap, my baby!" And then I remembered I left my baby at home by himself for hours. So I ran and then I think he was still there, but it made me think, okay, we're, Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, they've talked, back in on Loveline when people have called and they would ask, "Hey, Adam, hey, Dr. Drew, I have a question. I'm going to be a dad, but I'm really scared about this and this and that. I'm afraid that I'm going to be a bad dad." But one of the things you guys know about this that they would say is, okay, well, the fact that you're asking or worrying about these situations means that you're actually in.
If you're having those thoughts, am I a good dad or not?
Exactly.
Then, you probably are.
Yeah.
You probably are.
So I think I'm going to be a good future dad because at least I'm forgetting my babies in my dreams.
Oh, because you had a dream. Oh yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Man. When my son was an infant, this is like one of the first trips to Costco, with him in the infant carrier. And like I walked around, from the driver's seat, I walked around and like I took a step away from the car as if I had forgotten him because it was like a new thing to like have to go to the back seat.
Oh, I have a baby with me.
Oh, I never lived that shit down.
I'm just going to put a bell around my baby's neck.
I never lived that shit down. She saw that and was, oh man.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget the baby in the car.
Oh yeah. I was
like, this is like the first freaking trip.
Yeah. You had already ordered coffee at the Denny's and you had to run back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was already in line showing my ID, my Costco card to get in.
That's right.
I was like, oh, damn. Oh, he'd be all right. All right. So kids, you had a dream about kids.
Yeah.
You had a dream that you lost your baby. You think that dreaming about being a bad dad is what's going to make you a good dad someday.
I think so. It's in the back of my mind already, right?
It's sound. This is sound logic.
Yeah. Thank you.
What do you think, Manny?
I was more concerned about what he was running away from.
Oh yeah, he said whatever 3 times. Like
I don't know. It was weird because
let's go back.
I have a lot of dreams where I'm running away from like either the bad guys or
my friend.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. My friend. Hold on. What'd you say? It was, I'm probably running away from like La Migra or something in my dreams. I don't know.
Why don't you explain to Manny what that is?
Manny,
I'm familiar with what they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with their work. I'm not a fan of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys about my dream, but I think I kind of figured it out. I think I'll be okay if and when I do have kids. I'm worrying.
Are you gonna want to have a single child or more, or 2, 3?
Oh, at my age, probably just one. If and when, it's gonna be one. That's fine, I guess. It's fine. We're all fine.
Yeah. Well. Oh, are you trying to make an announcement or something?
No, no kids, not yet. Okay. Anyway, so where were we? We're kids. I don't hate them that much.
Well, speaking of kids, let's talk about Alec Baldwin shooting that lady.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
And his daughter.
What? and his daughter.
His trick or treating daughter also, or whatever. Not trick or treating.
Remember that someone else?
No, remember that I sent you an article where they both got quote unquote blasted by critics, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. So the latest thing in the Alec Baldwin, we're going to talk about like a concept of like what's too soon.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
What's too soon? We always hear that too soon. It's too soon. What is it? So Yeah, the latest was that the Baldwins, they did trick or treating with their kids. Were they in costumes?
I think so. Alec and his wife, they were
Okay.
wearing something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess they got a lot of heat for that, right? Because they shouldn't be celebrating Halloween this year.
Yeah,
now they have to be in mourning.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably not a good look.
I feel like it's not, like I told you guys earlier. In this case, because I'm reading the article, the title of the article, Alec Baldwin and wife Hilaria slammed as
Ilaria. Come on, bro.
Oh, sorry. Ilaria. As insensitive and tone deaf for celebrating Halloween after deadly shooting. But I would avoid the media. I would avoid the public. I was telling you guys that I would cancel myself for about a month or two if I were to do something like that. And then, once it's like 2 months, I've already given some time and I can do what I got to do. But come on, guy, like, What are you doing? I get it. Life moves on, but your life is moving on way quicker than the lady you shot and killed. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to, whatever's going to happen in the court of law. Hey, that's between him and them. But I would have waited personally. Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad look. I don't really. It doesn't really affect me at all. So I'm more curious about these rules, society's rules. What's that?
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if this was Baldwin and company's last, outing before they have to, face the legal consequences of everything?
It could be their last Halloween. That's true.
Hey, yeah.
I don't think he's on the hook to go to jail. I think he's on the hook to get sued big time, because it's a weird thing about the case is that what he, like the more he absolves himself, or the more it kind of leads to it wasn't his fault because he was handed it. He can't be, held criminally responsible because, he was handed a gun that was a clean or cold gun or whatever it was. But that makes it worse for him as the producer.
Yeah.
Because that just points it at like, well, why wasn't the gun, it's not your fault that you pulled the trigger, but you hired the guy that gave you the gun. You hired the people that checked the gun. You hired all that stuff. So it's going to be, it's going to be rough. I don't know. I mean, it's such a horrible thing. Like, in all seriousness, like you wouldn't wish that. Like, you wouldn't wish that on the woman's family. Like her being killed like that so randomly, and you wouldn't wish it on the person that pulled the trigger. Like,
yeah,
I don't really mind Alec Baldwin. I mean,
You all right over there, Chris?
Okay, I think Chris froze, or the Clintons got to him. I think Chris froze, but let me say this. I think I don't know if you can hear us, but I feel that some people were making fun and making memes about her. You can make them about Alec, but making fun of her, the lady that died, that's a little okay. Chris is back. What do you think, Chris? We were kind of talking about too soon, right, Chris? So one of
Well, I don't even know what I was saying. Go ahead.
You froze for a second, but what do you think? What's your opinion? You are Mole Man. I saw some memes about her, like making fun of her. Like I saw, like, oh, I just got my Alec Baldwin shot, like a vaccine, and it was her face on there. I don't know her personally. I don't know who she is, whatever. But I'm like, really, guys? Like, this is a little insensitive. I mean, I don't want to cancel you. I'm not going to dox you. I'm not going to find your place of residence or anything, but some of the accounts that I've seen online, like Instagram, or even some of the like right kind of wing, kind of making fun of him. I'm like, dude, I get it. I understand you have a different point of view with Alec Baldwin, but you don't have to be making fun of the lady that he killed, or that was, I don't know if I guess he did technically kill her, right? I don't know if legally we're going to say
I guess so. Right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, that's it's not just too soon, but it's kind of unnecessary. I would make maybe fun of him, sure, but her, I don't know.
Oh, to the you're talking about the actual victim.
I've seen some making fun of her as well. Yeah.
I haven't seen though. I mean, I've seen people make jokes about Baldwin and like puns about it. It could be as kind of innocent as a pun or something. And
yeah,
I don't know. I gotta admit, sometimes I laugh at those things.
Sure.
And I and I don't feel. I mean, I don't feel terrible about that.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's kind of natural. So I always think, what was I saying? I'm always curious. I'm curious about the rules, like when can the Baldwins do Halloween? I guess didn't their kids went to a Halloween party?
Yeah.
His kids went to Halloween. Then that was kind of, looked down upon. It's like, okay, now his kids can't go to Halloween. And it's like, okay, just curious about the rules. Like, can cousins go? Can like in-laws go? Not to make light of it. It's just it's a kind of a topic that I wanted to get into, like this whole too soon thing. So we ready?
Yeah.
I'm still going with my wacky theory that it was like their last Halloween before shit hit the fan. So I don't know.
I don't think he has any risk of going to jail.
Oh, okay. I think he has a risk of facing some consequence. I don't know what exactly.
I think it's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah,
I think they're going to push for more than just money.
Well, I think maybe Mo Man's maybe thinking, how it could be manslaughter. Maybe they can, or I think even you can even go to jail for negligence in many job situations.
Yeah, I think that then maybe like several of them would go to jail for manslaughter, from the armorer lady to the AD to Baldwin himself. I don't know. Halloween was a real hike this year for me. As I mentioned, like half the houses, they weren't home and whatnot. So I mean, he might be getting out of it next year. Maybe my man's right. He won't have to do all that.
Yeah. What he needs is another controversy to happen. That way we forget about it.
No shit.
Yeah. Right. I think something. I don't know. Something.
He needs that Brian Laundrie guy to come back and get another girlfriend or something. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, that was a test you guys both failed.
I laughed.
Terrible joke, and you both laughed at that.
You caught me, all right? It was a gotcha moment.
But that had me thinking too, because there was a meme I saw. Like, there was a particular meme I saw that I remember of. It was a picture of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie, and it said something like her, with my babe in Grand Teton Forest. I don't ever want to leave. And then under that was him, no problem. Like,
yeah.
And I laughed, and it's like, that's terrible, because they're like, I think they had just discovered her body or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's possible I'm a horrible human being, but I think it's just, I don't know her. Like, this doesn't really affect me. Yeah. Like, you can't, like, if you were really to like, think about and like have feelings about like every murder that takes place, it's like, geez, we'd all be a basket case.
For sure.
So I don't know what that is. I thought even BBH might be here to offer his, his or her psychological advice.
Well, the monkey's uncle, while BBH prepares,
or is monkey's uncle the
they're both online right now. Monkey's uncle says the crime is of killing a human being without malice, afterthought, or otherwise in circumstances not amounting to murder. And then he also said
manslaughter. Yeah,
he or she said, "Yep, negligence too." So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Well, thanks for going back and reading his comment about what we were talking about 5 minutes ago.
No.
There's a delay, man.
Yeah, there's a delay. There you go.
Oh, is there? I don't know.
But you when you were talking about the joke, right? That you told that you heard. Like, is it too soon, making fun of this and that? Well, what about comedians? There's so many comedians that they'll tell the joke on stage, and sometimes they they heckle you back, or if you moan, the audience that moans, and maybe instead of laughing, they're like, you're groaning, you're groaning now. But sometimes I kind of do the groan. Oh, that's messed up. But I'll still think it's funny. I'm just not. Don't worry. Like, I want to tell the comedians, don't worry. I'm not going to cancel you. I think it's funny. I'm just kind of groaning along with everybody else. But it's messed up. But it was funny. It was funny.
Well, when you see some of these memes that are they're really, if you really analyze, I mean, it's terrible, but it's almost like the more you're internally groaning, like it also, like the more you start laughing, like the more it's funny.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. So
maybe it's gallows humor is life's way of easing the pain of whatever the fuck you just went through.
I think so. Yeah, for sure. Or gallows humor, or what does that mean? That means like you're basically like this person, or these 100,000 people that died in Rwanda, or whatever the number is. It's like you if you're not making jokes, you kind of have to in your brain, you kind of have to figure that those 100 lives didn't really matter to you, if you're honest, right? Because if they did, I mean, it'd just be fucking devastating, right?
Yeah.
So it's like and I know I was reading an article about it today. I was thinking about this a lot, and then I decided to Google, like, what's this all about? This concept of what is too soon? So now Monkey's Uncle's gonna start. Oh, Monkey's Uncle. Okay, it's giving a BBH an update. Sorry.
Okay.
So this concept of what's too soon, like, obviously, if like the woman that was killed on the Alec Baldwin movie set, right? If she was your neighbor or family member, you wouldn't be making jokes. You wouldn't think any kind of meme is funny, right? But then how far out from your inner circle, of people, like your family, or your closest friends, do you have to get before you laugh at a meme?
Yeah.
Like, how far removed are you from that person's humanity or whatever before it's like you're able to not really skip a beat when you hear about something horrible happening to them, right? Because if you did like skip a beat every time, it's like we'd be a wreck. So, yeah. So we'll see with what our BBH says about that. But I was reading about it, and something about like the term of psychic numbing, because there have been a lot of studies about this.
Is there a psychic involved in this?
No, not a psychic. Like I forget the lady's name that was on the infomercials at night.
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo. No, not a psychic like that, but like like the numbing of your brain to like suffering, right? Mm-hmm. So and there was one study. It was interesting about when they would show a person. Like, these studies involved like showing images. They'd show a person an image of one, like, impoverished, poor, starving child, right?
Right.
And the person's reaction would be like, if they were trying to test their reaction, like, what would you donate? What would you do to help this person? And it was $100, right? So then they'd show them two, expecting that maybe the donation or the reaction they would get would be double, but it's actually less. Because now they're not seeing an individual. We are not seeing an individual. We're seeing like multiple, and we're already starting to do this math in our head that, okay, I could deal with one person, I could deal with two or three, but now like the more I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to help that many people or care about that many people. So I'm probably not doing a very good job of explaining that, but I think that's
you are.
That's
something that I've thought about before.
Good. Well, I was hoping you guys had. But I mean,
way before you even posited this, to be honest with you, it's just
sure.
I think about people throughout history that made an impact in one form or another, and just think about how far their reach was felt, or how much of an effect they had outwardly from whatever cause that they were, a part of.
Okay.
And it's kind of like the same thing. They probably might not have like seen the benefits themselves, or like talk to the people that benefit from whatever they did, but it's still like, it's like the inverse of what you just said, a positive.
Yeah. It's kind of the opposite, where someone had such an effect on so many people, like so far removed from their inner circle, that when they pass, like, when say, so like for Rob, when Siegfried and Roy passed, he was devastated.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. No, I guess that's a good example. That's a good example, right?
I don't even know if those guys are. I know one of them's dead.
I think
one of them got mauled.
Right?
One of them got mauled by a tiger.
Did he die?
Lived.
I think both of them are no longer with us.
Okay.
I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, people.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
You're probably right.
Is the tiger still alive?
No.
I don't think so.
Tiger's gone, bro.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think they had to put it down. Isn't that what you do? You got to do like,
Yeah.
it's like maybe just keep it in a cage.
Yeah.
No. Don't expose yourself to the tiger.
That tiger, you would charge him with manslaughter, I'm sure.
Attempted.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
File charges. Yeah.
Or maybe he could claim, what is it? Insanity or not insanity, but just like, look, I was under duress. I was there against my will.
The tiger. Yeah. The tiger's
Yeah.
getting off, no jury would convict.
Exactly.
Yeah. I got whipped.
But I thought about the circles. Like, so how far do people need to be removed from your inner circle, your street? So they live on your street, but now they live on the next street, right? Now they live in the next neighborhood. And then we start to group people. And that's like we do that. We group ourselves all the time. And it can be by locale or what we look like. And
I might have
stop caring about the other group.
I have an example, Chris. A couple years ago at my office building, there was a contest with all the different companies and tenants of the building. And it was a pumpkin carving contest. So, they give the rules. Hey, be creative. You can add this. You can make a design, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So some of them were like Day of the Dead.
Did you do a naked lady?
I know. Yeah. The two pumpkins were like boobs and stuff. No. So, it was Day of the Dead, in some other, carnival or whatever. One of them was the power company in the area, PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric. A few years ago, there was like an explosion in a city nearby, and I think because of that company, there have been environmental damages in other areas, fires and that sort of thing. Well, one of the contest entries was it was like a cemetery, I think, with the pumpkin, and it was like PG&E and like I think headstones or something like that. And people in the building, some of the people were actually like offended, and they thought it was insensitive. But in a way, I'm like, it was like social, for me, it was social commentary. Hey, you want to give some commentary, I guess that's your thing, right? But some people took it as offense. Others, I think, took it as, hey, we're kind of showing you how we see it, and it's a commentary. Maybe it wasn't trying to make fun and poke fun at it, but
so
people died. People died.
So there were gravestones were the actual people.
They didn't even have the names of actual people.
Or you said they were PG&E or something.
Yeah. PG&E is the name of the company. But the design of that entry, the pumpkin, was basically like gravestone, cemetery, and pumpkin or whatever.
Okay. Yep.
So I feel I don't know if maybe I'm off base, but I see it as very similar, right? Some people are a little tied to that area where there was an explosion. There was like a neighborhood. It was a electro explosion. Okay, so that was their commentary. So it's their commentary, but some people took it as, hey, that's insensitive. But maybe what if they're not trying to be insensitive? Maybe they're trying to give you guys like a message,
remind people or something. Yeah.
So I don't
know if it's it would have been even more incredible had you done the boobies and yours was right next to theirs.
Yeah, it would have been
and you had to stand there and explain yours.
You had to balance it out, man.
Yeah.
So like after someone stopped by, I'm like, what is this about? And they're like, this is a remembrance of the souls. And then you'd have to be like,
boobies.
I like boobies.
Exactly. It's like the boobies represent life, and then PG&E, they represent death. They balance one another.
Oh, he'd be making up all kinds of bullshit on the fly.
Yeah.
That'd have been awesome.
Oh, but back to what you were talking about. If anyone makes any memes about me after I pass, it better be someone that I know, because they're the only ones that are going to be able to get the source material right and make something funny.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, what if that becomes a thing? Like
It's like forget
said,
like everyone shows up to the funeral to like the procession or whatever, and they all just have like their own memes with them.
yeah, instead of
Or
it
they got the
being,
group like a group chat going, and then just exchange memes through the air.
instead of it being you as like an 18-year-old private in the army,
Yeah,
it's just a meme of you. Yeah. A meme that represents your life.
exactly. And then
There could be something in it. People that make memes might make some money finally.
Well, there's a lot of people that have made income off of just
I know
making memes.
Yeah, they get paid for it. Whatever happened to that meme god documentary that Adam was attached to or somehow, and then Cedric the Entertainer was on it?
Yeah, I remember hearing like a teaser about it, but I don't know.
That was like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
they were talking about that.
Maybe they're still cutting it together, dude.
Because that is really a fascinating thing, that people do create those, and they.
Oh yeah. What is it right now? All the rage right now. What is it? NFTs, right? NFTs.
Yeah.
Which I don't quite get. But what if the next thing, even though it should have been memes, but what if memes are gonna be, hey, this is my meme. You want this meme? I'll sell it to you for 30,000. All right, here we go.
I don't know. If Facebook or Twitter wanted to create memes and then charge people for their use, they would figure out a way.
Yeah,
real easy. Yeah,
I like making memes. Yeah,
you're pretty good at it.
Thank you. Well, speaking of sort of memes, and as Manny said, when he dies, there's a video online where it says Irishman leaves funny recording for his funeral, and apparently this guy left. I think it's legit. He died, and I don't know if they put it in his box or whatever, but
nice.
he left it in his will. When he dies, he wants that recording, and it says, I guess he's like, hey guys, I'm in here, help me, and everybody's laughing, and the priest is there, and mom's kind of laughing about it. I think that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I like that when I first heard about it.
Right, especially if you didn't die from like a tragic. If you knew you were gonna die, then you got to accept it. Yeah. So
I just thought there was a lot more of this in the 80s on television shows, of where the rich patriarch, when they go to read his will, it's actually they wheel out a TV and they play the VHS tape.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna make one of those.
Do it.
Not that I have anything to leave behind at this point, but like make one that's really entertaining and it makes them think something is awesome is coming.
Yeah.
Then it's like, here's the password to my iTunes account. You can have all my music.
Yeah.
Like here's the Amazon Prime password. You can have all the movies I've purchased over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which one of them gets the Grateful Dead bootlegs?
That's like a real power. That would be a real power move. Whoever gets my no one's getting my Gmail.
All right.
It's just got to die with you. Yeah. People got to start looking at how that shit works. You know what I mean? In all seriousness, I'm not even joking, but yeah, like how your stuff gets cleansed. You keep your email, but yeah, because I got a lot of bootlegs on my Google Drive account.
Don't say that out loud, man.
Well, Monkey's uncle said, you should make videos for when your kids graduate high school or college or get married, just in case. I agree.
That's true.
Yeah, if you're watching this video, I'm dead, but I'm happy for you and congratulations.
But what if like you got a real like rocky relationship with your kids? So every day you're like, nah, fuck that. Yeah. New tape, rewind, record over. Yeah. Like you little, yeah.
I mean, would you use tape? You wouldn't just do like a digital video?
Come on, you know what I'm saying. Stop, delete, like save recording. No, it's easier to,
Or you could go really old school and just be like, fuck it, I'm doing this on 16 millimeter.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I was thinking, I should make one of those videos. Cause that's a power move. You know what I mean? Like, no. You thought you were done with me?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to make all of you get in this room and listen to me talk to you for like, I don't know, 2-3 hours.
While you're holding with a cat, you should be holding a cat.
You got to put a lot of bullshit in there about like the gold standard things you don't even really care about, like taxes and
yeah.
the way technology, DNA research is going and the dangers, and then be like, here's my password.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I want to shout out B Frank, the people that I just logged on to YouTube. B Frank,
All right.
Emmy, our friend Emmy's on there, and family of 3. What up, guys?
What up, y'all?
Hello.
Oh yeah, and
Shout
Michael
out to Quana.
Scott. Oh, Quana, yeah. Michael Scott did those videos per B Frank. Taught his kids to jump, start a car. Yeah. So from The Office, Michael Scott.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, it's a useful skill to have.
Yeah.
I agree. The good thing now is we've seen on YouTube, there's accounts now, right? For people that didn't grow up maybe with the dad that, oh, I don't know how to tie a tie, and they show you how to. Now with YouTube, you don't need a dad with YouTube.
That's true.
Sorry, Chris.
Hey, man. Hey, less work for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no need for me to make a power move will, my last will and testament video if I can, just use someone else's.
You know who should have kept his dad? Unfortunately, he lost his dad was Pete Davidson, man. If he still had his dad, maybe he'd be out there hanging out with his dad instead of banging all these freaking hot females. Yeah.
No, he'd probably be a virgin still.
Yeah, exactly. He probably would be.
I don't know. The guy is a phenomenon. What are you going to say?
Yeah. I don't want to be a hater,
man.
I can't.
Yeah, you really can't. So, it's like when one woman is like, says something catty about another, you just can't, you're jealous. You really can't say anything bad about Pete Davidson at this point, other than,
no.
Yeah.
High five.
Keep on fighting the good fight.
Yeah.
Keep on drowning in pussy.
What happened on this? Did they find out? Was it Kim Kardashian that reached out to him, or they just met or something? What?
Oh yeah, I think
there's got to be some reaching out between parties, correct?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Like, what did I say there? What's reaching out?
I don't know. I'm gonna say Kim. Kim reached out to him
just because she's like a publicity whore.
Yeah, that's kind of what. Yeah,
or hound. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't say that word.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna say it's her people. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got kicked off
Chris
Twitter.
What to say?
I got kicked off Twitter for 12 hours for saying that someone should slap Greta Thunberg's parents upside the head.
I don't see anything.
It's so funny because I hit the the send button or whatever, and it was like bit like, oh, you did this wrong. It's like you got to delete it if you want to come back, and then you got to wait 12 hours before you can do it.
Did you get suspended immediately?
Yeah, it was an instant. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
It's weird.
Okay, for those who are on Instagram,
like someone else had said that, so that would that exact phrase was already
So
on Instagram, if you type like a phrase or a couple words that are kind of easily bannable, it'll give you like a few seconds, like a line, and you can tap the undo button. And then it's like, are you sure you want to? Okay. So sometimes you want to change the wording. I don't know. It sucks. Like on Instagram, I was gonna call someone, oh, pussies. You guys are, but I said pusses, and then someone called me out on it, and they said, who says the word pusses? I'm like, I do, because they won't let me say the other word on Instagram. So now I do.
You should say it. Just take the L, man. Don't let the man dictate what you type. Type.
Yeah. I mean, you should. I guess I guess someone could read. I mean, it was clearly a joke, right?
Yeah. Oh, it was a joke. People can't take a joke now, or it's they take it as a threat. No, it's just or on the Facebook group that we're Adam Carolla Facebook group or Endless Ranters, if we quote like a movie or a song, Facebook will take it as legit, where we're just quoting a this or that,
Oh yeah, it'd be a good idea to like quote like old I don't know, old Jay-Z lyrics.
Yeah.
the way he would talk, like at the height of his power, is like his lyrics were.
Or even Adam Carolla.
I'm surprised they're even allowed on iTunes anymore. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he has his own streaming service. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck
Oh,
y'all.
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
true.
do title.
Title, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that still exist? I don't know.
it does.
Does, yeah.
Yep.
So many streaming services, I'm sure right now.
I don't even pay attention. Just like I got what I got.
Yeah.
That's what I'll have for unless they close it down. That's what I'm going to have for the rest of my life. I don't have the time to switch platforms or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, you were talking about so caring. Did we get to the bottom of it? What is it? Psychological or psychic numbing?
Yeah, I guess they studied this in Sweden in 2014. I thought they called the term was psychic psychic numbing, something like that.
Yeah.
Which basically is like, I don't know if it's a defense mechanism. We can't care about that many people. But another example I had was like where like in real like everyday life in traffic, right? So if you drive a lot, I drive a lot. So if you see your neighbor merging in traffic, you let your neighbor in every time, right? Strangers, zero, somewhere between 0 and 50%.
Well, yeah.
It's like you would never cut off your neighbor in traffic. You would never cheat to the front of the line if like you knew that everybody in that line was your neighbors on your street. But at some point when people are strangers, you got there are not everybody, of course, right? But there are people that will just like, they're strangers. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll cut in front of all of them.
Well,
that's kind of I'm not like, it's not like a judgment thing or like good or bad, right or wrong, whatever. It's more like just fascinated where people draw this line, like, like how soon is too soon? It's okay to, laugh at memes about Abraham Lincoln.
Oh yeah. Never trust an actor with a gun or something like that.
Yeah. But then like JFK one's a little less because it's a little, because like there are people alive still that were alive when he was.
No, you're right. Actually, you're right.
And then it's like, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just fascinated by where people draw this line.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's kind of like opinions, right? You might be more sensitive to one thing, just like Abe Lincoln. Okay, he got shot in the head by an actor on stage or whatever. JFK, he got shot in public. His wife was next to him. His brains weren't they like plastered, like all over the car or on her or something. That sounds pretty graphic. Now I'll still laugh at a joke, sure, but it still sounds pretty graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to your analogy with traffic, right? That's kind of traffic laws, though. If you merging, that's kind of like the zipper effect. I let you in. Now the person behind me has to let the other person in. That's kind of like, I'm not going to let everybody in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but you let your neighbor in every time. Strangers,
your neighbor. Okay, yeah,
have a drastic reduction, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And there are some suckers that do let two people in at a time.
Yeah, that's
it's like, come on, man. Who made you God?
Yeah, family of three, skull fragments. Yeah, also. But Monkey's uncle. So going back to what you were talking, psychological phenomenon that causes us to feel indifferent to the suffering of large numbers of people, and that's what you were talking about, Chris, right?
Yeah.
Like,
what's that all about?
Yeah,
it's a defense mechanism.
Could be.
It is, man. Otherwise, like you said, we'll go crazy.
Could be a defense mechanism. It could just be like a plain and simple, like you only have so much care in your heart. It's like limit is like 12 people.
Yeah.
Well, if not that, like that's all you'll distract yourself from living your own life. Man.
So it could just be like a mathematical thing where like
too many numbers.
That many people do not fit in my brain, like in my my desktop here.
Yeah.
Where I do my thinking.
My little workstation.
So I don't know. That's just something I was thinking about. I think about it every day in traffic because that whole thing, like people will do things to strangers they would never do to a neighbor or someone they think might be their neighbor, right? Because it's like, oh, that red Lexus, that I think that's, neighbor from 2 doors down. So I'm going to not cut him off. I'm going to cut someone off behind him.
Or in my case, my neighbor wouldn't come over here and take super glue to my fucking keyhole.
Yeah. Well, you weren't, but you were at your friend's though, right?
I get, yes.
Maybe he knew you were a foreign car, like you were not from that neighborhood.
It's not like I'm
Did you
from
take
out of
his
state.
spot? Did you take his spot? Maybe
There
take
was
someone's spot.
no, because of the street I parked on, there's plenty of parking on both sides, so there is no spot. Fucking streets of free for all there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage.
Did you cut anybody off like on your way there? Were you
Nah.
like flying through the neighborhood?
Nah, dude. I like to keep it classy when I'm driving through the neighborhood, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave the hauling ass for the highways and byways.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you guys, like, it's not a joke, but something that Norm Macdonald quoted, which is kind
Okay.
of it's regarding, I guess, Bill Cosby, right? So he quotes Patton Oswalt. You guys might have heard it. He says, Patton Oswalt said, the worst thing about Bill Cosby, the worst thing about Bill Cosby is the hypocrisy of it. And then he goes, I disagree. I thought the worst part of it was the raping.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's normal. So
Yeah.
I think that was hilarious.
Who's the one who said that? Who?
I think Norm quotes it, but I guess Patton Oswalt
Okay. Yeah.
said that the worst of it was the hypocrisy of it.
Man, people, like everybody, like whether you're Joe Schmo or a celebrity, like fucking put some filters on. When you feel like you're getting up on your soapbox, like put some filters on. You're trying to make such a grandiose, deep statement, and you just wind up making a fool of yourself.
Well, yeah, every time
the worst part. Oh, is it? Or is it? I like Patton Oswalt. Is it your job to declare what the worst part is of that?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you joking? Are you joking? Is this funny, or are you is this like a serious declaration? How
exactly.
I love the declarations like people make about.
Yeah.
If you vote for you hate puppies or whatever, it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what else you had on the list, my friend?
I don't know. Do you have some questions? Fitzdog, one of the top 3 favorite recurring guests on the Adam Carolla show, was on today.
You guys have something in common.
Yeah, he was talking about his Grateful Dead and Dead and Company experiences. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of my ideas is I think we want to do a reaction video of maybe Moman and myself. I've never seen, or I think ever even heard a Grateful Dead song. And then Chris has gone to a few shows, right?
Somewhere between 12 and 18.
Whoa. Okay.
That's like I can give you a range, but
that's rookie numbers.
That's like me and Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I caught on late. This was like 1990 through, like, I think Jerry Garcia died in 95. No. I think not. I think I had it. Yeah, somewhere in like the early 90s. I think he had late 95 or like late 90s is when he died. So
one of my personal favorite stories of Chris and his Grateful Dead outings is the disintegration of that Scirocco.
Oh, the Scirocco that blew up at the parking entrance at, I'm still not sure. I think that was RFK. I think it was RFK Stadium, which I don't know if RFK exists anymore, but that's where the Washington Redskins used to play. And now maybe the Washington football team plays there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's FedEx Field now.
Yeah.
We were in a car, and we were in the car, and my buddy was driving, and the car, I think it turned out that like something just fell off inside the wheel. Like we had no brake, and like the right front tire, like it was making a bunch of noise. It was smoking. It was like probably shooting sparks out the back. So by the time we got to this like, the place where you go to, like, where all the cars are lined up to go through the turnstiles to pay parking or whatever, and to get in the parking lot, like it just started billowing smoke and like screeched to a halt. And that was it. It was like everything just locked up at that point. And we just walked in, but I don't know.
Let it burn.
Yeah. I think I told you guys though, that another part of the story was that Billy, one of our buddies, Billy, he had to pee in like a Pepsi bottle and then attempted to pour it out the window and just poured it all over himself. But it's good we didn't stop. We couldn't, like, I was like, yeah, keep going. And because we would have stopped, I think the car would have locked up then. We would have just been stuck on the highway.
Smart.
So, yeah. Yep. But
Okay.
no, I went to like, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 dead shows. Usually like I lived in Baltimore. So US Air Arena was one. That was like a suburb of Washington, D.C. And then there was RFK Stadium. That was another location. And we go to Philly Spectrum.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exists anymore, but Philly Spectrum, we'd go to those shows. So anywhere within like a driving distance for me and my buddies, because we'd have to get these tickets. We'd have to go to a department store because this is early 90s. There's no
Ticketmaster used to be
Ticketmaster
located inside.
Yeah, you'd have to go to like this fucking like I think it was the department store was called Hecht's. It was like Hecht. It was like another like
Hecht's.
like a lesser known Macy's.
It sounds like a place where witches go shopping.
I mean, it's back when like the department stores are still named after the old man that founded it, like Mr. Hecht or something like that. And before they would just get absorbed by Macy's or something. But you'd have to go there. We'd have to like camp out, until midnight or whatever they went on sale, and then go in and like buy them, like buy the tickets like on the spot with cash. Yeah. So, that was none of us had credit cards back then. So
Family of Three said that do you go there and get baked like Pink Floyd? Do you get baked there at those concerts?
The Grateful Dead yeah. I mean, of course you're smoking weed,
reefer.
Yeah, I mean that's like your baseline altered.
Oh, that's like that's your little appetizer. What's good?
No, we would drink a lot, smoke a lot.
How many times
mushrooms sometimes?
Oh, okay.
Dude, BHB said Montgomery Wards. Remember that?
I do remember Montgomery.
Yeah, I remember
Monkey Wards. Yeah, Montgomery Wards.
Yeah.
Hex. There was a place called Hoschel Cones or something like that. Lord and Taylor. I think there's Lord and Taylor still in the Northeast, but Lord and Taylor was a was a department store. Is a department store, I think, still. Yeah, Montgomery. I don't think Montgomery Ward was like in the Sears, JCPenney category, I think.
So many dead stores. Remember the Good Guys and what is it, Circuit City?
Oh yeah, Circuit City.
Yeah.
Circuit City was such a big deal when those stores opened because, again, I lived in Baltimore, but because they built those stores and they were like, they look state of the art because they were angular, maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of sharp corners.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That'll sell things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh wow. Yeah, I have to get my TV there.
I'm in the future, man.
Because the building is a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought stuff at Circuit City. Plus that was back when the department stores would come out with new ways to buy things. Like you wouldn't just like pick up the box off the shelf and take it to you'd have to get a ticket.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and like take it. Yeah. And you pay for it. Then you'd go to like the conveyor belt and they would come out to you because it was in the back. You would never pick like the store model. It was just the display.
Mm-hmm.
You have to wait and it would be brought out to you.
Well, speaking of tickets, someone said Woolworths. Family of Three. My parents bought me a Super Nintendo back at Woolworths when it first came out. Are you guys familiar with Woolworths?
Never had one.
Woolworths still exists in other countries.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I don't know where I saw that. I saw someone post something from Australia or the UK or something like that, or England or something where they still had a Woolworths. Yeah, I think they still exist in some places.
Well, now it's a lot of it is still online. I know the brick and mortar shops are trying to compete and be creative. I've got some good news for you guys, actually, for the video gamers out there.
Is there going to be a brick and morty store?
I know, like who says Adam Carolla? I have in my possession a PlayStation 5, a brand new PlayStation 5. But you know what happened? Let me tell you what happened. I'm on Twitter and I get these notifications when different stores get them on they just got the boxes or whatever, the shipping. So this day I was like, oh crap, let me order this, let me order it. And I went and I said, I don't care how much. Well, I care how much it costs, but when I saw how much and usually I know they sell it to you in a bundle right now. The bundle it with other things, but by the time everything was all said and done, it was about $1,100, $1,100, about that much with tax and everything. And then I changed my mind. I said I had already ordered it, and I said, oh man, let me go back and see what I can do. And then eventually I ended up just going to my bank online, and I kind of did like, oh, I don't recognize that purchase.
You're gonna be that guy.
I didn't recognize that, but I didn't know they were going to do this. They said, oh, okay, well, it's fraud. We just canceled your card and we just sent you a new one. So I'm like, oh man. So now I have to I'm going to get my card. And then I got in at work, my new PlayStation 5 still today. So I don't know what to do. I want to be the good guy and just notify Walmart and just say, hey guys, I just got this in. I gotta, I canceled my order, but you know why it was so expensive? I talked to my brother who works at Best Buy. Normally they're $300 to $400, but they kind of work and deal with third party sellers as well. So they kind of up the price. And I don't like that. I don't want to buy like a system for, double or more than it is. So that's why I wanted to cancel it. So I'm not that much of a baller. I'm not going to pay $1,000 for a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the thing about these online stores. It's kind of weird, before, like going back to the concerts, at the store, you wait and you go there the next day and oh, we're getting some more on Thursday. Now all these bots, people can't buy any PlayStations right now because online these robots and these bots.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. They buy them off. I think the same thing, Chris, happens with the tickets many times with the Grubhubs and these companies.
Oh, that's why you got to freaking go through all these steps when you want to buy tickets to a game or something. Yeah. Or concert. Yeah. Or Monster Jam.
Monster Jam
2022, baby.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like, I'm not a robot. No, seriously. Like, where do you see bicycles on these pictures? You got to click all this shit because those guys are buying all the tickets up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Grateful Dead. Yeah, I love going to those shows, man. We would just doing just about everything.
What'd you wear on your feet? Birkenstocks?
No, I mean, I was just always. I never really. I've always dressed the same like my whole life, so I probably wore Nikes. Just never really, got into like. Yeah, didn't. Well, I mean, I had dreadlocks, but no. Never really got into the whole fashion thing.
Okay, I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, no, never got into the whole fashion thing. Just it's just like no, I'm just there to party. But we used to have some crazy adventures on those shows. Yeah.
Line up your best stories for next time.
I don't know. They have such a huge catalog. They do, like Fitzsimmons was describing them very well. Like there's just a lot of different styles of music in there. It kind of depends what you're into. Like you want to hear bluegrass music, whatever. So, I mean, there's different Grateful Dead albums I'll listen to or songs I'll listen to. It just depends on the mood you're in, really.
Can you tell me what the appeal is? I'm not like making fun or anything, but I don't really know them well.
Think about that. I mean, it's tough because like for most Grateful Dead fans, like Touch of Grey, like that stuff, like whatever they played on the radio, whatever people have heard of the most is would be your least favorite, probably. There's songs that they would play very rarely. Maybe not for a few years at concerts. They would play it at a concert. So like having a bootleg of that concert with them playing that song that they rarely play, it was like a big deal. I don't know. It just depends. Like sometimes it's slow and then sometimes it's just rock and roll. Sometimes it's kind of
any metal,
a lot of folk music.
Oh, okay.
Too. So like I think about that myself. Like, why do I like their music? A lot of the songs are really like folk music songs. So they tell a story.
Yeah.
Right. There's a song Jackaro, and it's like the classic story of a soldier goes off to war, doesn't come back. His betrothed dresses up like a man and fools people. I don't know.
That's some storytelling, right?
Yeah, it's like storytelling, and goes and finds him on the bat, like goes through these lies and in the different verses and saves them. So, and there's like they cover like Johnny Cash songs, or they cover a lot of songs too. So
Okay.
I don't know. But I guess maybe for me, it's like, there's memories too of me and my boys going to these concerts, and gals too, going through these road trips.
Mm-hmm.
Get like a van or something, like someone had a van or something like that. It would just be fucking, I don't know if you get away with it today.
Debauchery on wheels.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was insane stuff that I don't know if kids do that today. I hope they don't. I hope they don't. But then, like I was saying earlier, like I kind of hope, it kind of, again, it kind of, gives me some faith in humanity to see young kids still like just making terrible decisions.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure they have their version. Yeah, I'm sure they have them.
I don't know.
So many festivals nowadays also.
Yeah, I guess people still go. I mean, we paint this image of young kids as like gaming and all that stuff, but they still like to party.
Yeah.
Get out, tear stuff up, vandalize things.
Yeah, just don't go trick or treating if you're between 11 and
that's right.
17.
Don't listen to Rob, people. Go trick or treat
between 11 and 16.
Yeah. And once you're like 17, 18, well, 18, 19, you can start again.
Yeah. But it was good to hear. I was that was a long time coming for me. And then we'll get out of here. But to hear Adam talk about the Grateful Dead, because I don't think he mentioned some songs he likes.
Oh yeah,
as usual, he names a song. It's like when Adam says he does bong loads.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't think you do.
Like, because who says
bong loads? Well, Manny and I've we had this argument 3 years ago.
Discussion, not really an argument.
That's true. Debate.
Yeah, a lively debate.
How do you? So what do you say? Bong rips?
Yeah, I say bong rip.
Bong hits. Okay. Yeah, and then he was talking about, for the pot smokers, their thing is like scraping the resins.
Oh, nobody does that anymore. That's like,
I've never heard anybody say resins, because it's
resin.
It's resin. So I'm like, okay, I don't think you know what you're talking about, Ace Man. Like, no one talks like that. Like,
scraping for resin is when you're out of everything.
Right.
Yeah,
and now people are just like,
no one does that. It's a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Resin's a bygone era.
Yeah. So when he says that, so anyway, he was like, like, I don't know what song you named, but I was like, oh man.
Of all songs.
Was that the mainstream song that he mentioned?
Yeah, I think that's the one where they actually had a music video.
Oh, okay.
Which for them was probably like funny, but not,
and
not
he also
really
mentioned
rare.
What's that group that plays like the 15-minute guitar solos?
Oh, Fish. Yeah.
Fish,
I tried to go to some Fish concerts. I've seen Fish a few times. I like their music. I tried to go to their concerts after Jerry died.
Recapture the vibe.
It wasn't the same thing. Just wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, it wasn't the same.
Well,
I like Fish, but yeah, I think Ace made a good point that you got to like make sure that if you're going to bring somebody, you better make sure they're into jam bands too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, do you think Fitzdog was kidding when he said that? He was kidding when they said there was a hologram, right? He was kidding.
Well, if Pigpen,
or Jerry, it was a hologram. So. Like Tupac. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think they've ever done that.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible because whatever. There's but I don't think they would. I don't think they've done.
It's not in their repertoire.
No.
Yeah.
It's not who they are, man.
Well, they just got to do what like Wu-Tang does. ODB's son does ODB's parts in the songs now. He tours with them. Yeah.
I think Jerry Garcia had one daughter. I think just one daughter who was,
Is it Jenny Garcia?
Isn't she dead? No, that's Rivera. Never mind.
Yeah.
Who?
Jenny. She's a Tex-Mex
I don't know, Jenny
singer.
Rivera or
too soon.
A Tex-Mex singer.
Yeah, she was a She died from on an airplane crash. We talked about her one time. It was just like Aaliyah. Too much luggage.
Oh, Aaliyah.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
What a loss, that Aaliyah.
Yeah. Okay. Dame Dash is gonna come and get you, Chris.
Yeah, no, relax, Chris.
Yeah.
Or I thought didn't R. Kelly marry her? That son of a bitch.
Well, yeah, but then they divorced, or maybe she turned 18 and he left her.
Yeah, he's like getting a little long in the tooth.
Yeah. Oh, what? You're 18? No, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the Dead and Company too. I mean, that's been kind of a crazy thing. I've not been to one of their concerts, but because like Manny was referred to earlier, I went to many bootleg concerts of theirs that some hero put online.
Well, you should go and check them out.
Yeah, I will one day.
Take some caps and report back and let us know what you think.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe we should all go and come back and just talk about our experience.
That'd be a hell of a time.
Yeah,
that'd be a hell of a time. But yeah, John Mayer taking the place of Jerry Garcia, is weird as that sounds, like it's been pretty awesome. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
No, you're right. I mean, John Mayer, he is a talented guy. I like the mainstream song. First time I heard, the movie theaters, right? When you go to watch a movie, they have like a CD of promotional songs. I remember one of the first times I saw that, I heard that famous one, "No Such Thing" or something. I was like, oh, this is a good poppy song. And of course, 15 albums later, he's a talented dude.
Still crushing it.
He is crushing the music and crushing the poon, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
I'm disappointed those two things didn't rhyme.
No.
It's like,
okay.
Oh boy.
Rob, let the people know where they can find us.
Yes,
all right,
please.
guys. Thanks everybody for joining us live. We are on social media, on Instagram as Endless Ranters Podcast. We have a private Facebook page, but you guys can join if you'd like, the Endless Ranters Podcast. We're also on Twitter at Endless Ranters. You can follow Mo Man on Twitter and Instagram, How We Figure, and you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Snapchat on Robbie Spotlight. Just check me out, say hi. But thanks for joining. And of course, YouTube, we do it live and joining the conversation. Everybody who was on, thanks everybody for joining.
Follow, rate, subscribe, all that shit. Let the people know about us.
Yeah. Click on some. Yeah. We always
give us 5 stars.
Oh, someone gave us like a 1-star review on the podcast, on like the audio podcast on iTunes.
Yeah, that's not
thanks.
Nice.
Appreciate
okay.
that.
I'm glad we had an impact on that person, on that individual, that they would take that time to do that.
I know, man. We lorded some power over them.
Yep. To me, that's
hooray for us.
To me, that's a 6 stars.
That's a win, man, in my book.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
good to see you again. Everybody. Thanks everybody for listening or watching at this point, listening later. This is Chris saying, get it on.
This is Rob. Let's go Ranters.
This is Mo Man getting on.
That's the funny. Yeah, I've never chanted "Let's go Brandon," but I always like filling someone else's name.
Chris is just one syllable. It has to be 2. Let's go, Mo Man.
Yeah, that fits too.
Go, Mo Man.
That fits too.
Okay, so YouTube. Thanks everybody. B Frank, Monkey's Uncle, Family of 3, Bruin Backhand. Our boy Emmy from the Lady Lackeys was on.
Yeah,
he was checking us out from his living room. Mindy, we love Mindy. She was on.
Oh, that's good. Good to see.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was a couple other people that were not signed in or commenting, but shout out to everybody, all the assholes out there, Quana, Laura, everybody, Addie, ultra fan Addie.
Always shout out to Quana.
Yeah,
Addie, gonna be seeing her soon. Can't wait to see her. And there are a lot of them actually.
Yeah,
a few more weeks.
I'm going back and looking at some of the commentary here.
Yeah, we're still on YouTube. We're still, we want to say hi to everybody, and
Well, you guys might, but I'm gonna bounce and make some food because I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, man.
All right.
It was a pleasure, y'all.
See ya.
Later.
I got my food right
Later,
now.
man.
All right, man.
Let's see. Manticore. Who's talking about a Manticore? That was Gilbert Godfrey's joke. Yeah, that was good. That was too soon, I guess.
The 9/11 one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 6 are both gone. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna start making ridiculous videos for my kids. Be like, if you're watching this right now, if you're watching this right now, you've survived it. Like don't listen, don't watch this video until June 15th, 2032.
If you're watching this right now, it's too late to cancel me. I'm dead.
My plan worked. I came back from the future. Something.
Okay, so we gotta have right on Monkey's Uncle. We gotta have a few people, some of you on the show one of these days.
Yeah, Monkey's Uncle wanted to talk about former U.S. President Donald Trump launches Truth social media platform. Did you get invited, Robbie?
I did. Oh, is it invitation only? No,
I don't know. I didn't even look for it.
No, but
the moment I heard it was released is the moment I also heard it was hacked.
Oh, really? Oh man.
I mean, you got to have you can't do that. I mean, seriously, like every hacker in the world is going to be trying to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I should have bought stock.
Yeah. One death is a tragedy. 5,000 deaths is a statistic. Monkey's Uncle. But who said that? Didn't like someone horrible said that, like Stalin or something.
There was Sam Morrell. He's a comedian. He tells this Hitler joke. It's pretty funny. Yeah, we're hanging out.
I love Cherry Garcia. It's my favorite Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Although I boycott Ben and Jerry. No, I don't. I don't care. I just eat the ice cream.
Yeah, like I said, I had an half a It's-It yesterday. Are those national, Chris? Are you familiar with those?
I was going to ask you, what is that?
Okay, well, I think Family of Three also said, I think it was him. There's one called Cool or something like that. Anyways, it's like a cookie, ice cream cookie thing surrounded by like a wafer. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I think it's San Francisco, ice cream. Sam Morrell. He's a Jewish guy. Sam Morrell. He tells this Hitler joke. Let's see things. If I can find it. Oh, fun. Oh,
that's a great title.
Hold on.
I saw an article online. It just said fun facts about Hitler. That's a great title. I've always said there aren't enough upbeat pieces on the Fuhrer. Fun fact about Hitler: didn't pay income tax, was very bad at managing his money, and I was like, man, it's too bad there wasn't a group of people that could have helped.
I don't know. Jews. He's Jewish, so he can. He can.
He can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's over at ice cream. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's, I don't know. Cherry Garcia is good though. I like it. Chocolate chunks and cherries and cherry ice cream, I think.
I don't know if I've ever tried it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Don't try it. You can have. You start telling when you tell people you like something and they're like, "Yeah, I'm going to try it." Like, no, don't.
Yeah.
No. I wasn't telling you. I was telling you I like it. I wasn't suggesting that you try it.
Well, what about this douchebag friend of mine from high school? I liked this. Oh, Quana. Martina, what up? This friend of mine. He was wearing. He had a shirt that I liked or something like that back in high school. I was like, "Oh, that's a nice shirt. Where'd you get it?" And he gives me the "Don't worry about it." I'm like, "Freaking, don't worry about it."
Yeah.
I still, to this day, I remember it. Don't worry about it. I swear, I wanted to punch him in the face. Don't worry. I'm not gonna go buy it. I couldn't even afford your stupid shirt. He had money. I got mad.
Oh, Woolworths is like alive and well in Australia and New Zealand, apparently.
Wow. Okay. Oh, what about
maybe South Africa?
Thrifties? Like Thrifties was a store, right? Remember Thrifties or Thrifty? Yeah.
But if your name Thrifty, like if your store name is Thrifty, like you're like,
yeah,
you're not going to last.
You don't want to go to a strip club called Thrifty either.
Yeah. Woolworths is still
Thrifty Mart. I don't know. Thrifty Mart. Maybe it was Thrifty Mart and they cut the Mart part. I do know they had like a little ice cream section. I think it was one of those classic old school, places with ice cream, the malt shop deals. Yeah.
I remember going into a Woolworths when I was a kid, and they did have like clothes, and this is like kind of like last glimpse of the 50s, I think. You know, this is me when I'm like 8 or whatever. And they did have like the clothes and like home products. And then over here was like a countertop that had like all the, you know, like the silver finish or whatever.
Oh,
you know, shiny finish and the stools or whatever, you know, the stools that spin around.
Yes, exactly.
And making milkshakes and whatnot. Yep.
That's back from
the
when,
department store. Yeah.
Yeah. That's from back when America was great.
Yeah.
Kidding.
We need to bring back those stores to.
Exactly. Well, yeah, for sure. Those stores, that's fun. I'm sure I wouldn't have been maybe too welcome back in the day, but I like all that, you know, what is it? American Graffiti and, you know, those, you know, Mel's Drive-In. That's all kind of fun.
Yeah, you kind of like that. I mean, there was Latino culture during that time that fully engaged in that whole.
You're right.
Americana, whatnot.
Yeah, the Latinos versus the, you know, the whatevers. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a race war, but they were still involved. I mean, they were participating in.
And a little bit before then, it was like the Zoot Suits and the Zoot Suit riots and all that stuff.
I've heard that phrase. I don't know much about it.
You know, I got to look into it more, but apparently it became a pretty bad race war with the Latinos and the police and all that too. It was pretty bad. Monkey's uncle said, you know, you're in a budget strip club when the pasties are made from duct tape.
That's sad.
Oh yeah. Cherry Poppin' Daddies. Yeah, that's Zoot Suit Riot. The song.
That's where I get. That's the song is where
Zoot Suit Riot. Open up. Yeah.
Well, there's lots more riots coming, people.
Oh, there's more. Oh, give it another. When's election? 2 years from now?
I don't know, man. I just don't see how things start to calm down.
It's every like 4 years. There's like a race riot or whatever.
I don't see how things calm down. I don't know. Maybe a candidate pops up who's like has that ability to calm everybody the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, there was that movie with Chris Rock, Head of State.
Well, because both sides are trying to own the other side, you know, just kind of like go back and forth, like back and forth with outrage against the other, and then they just do the same shit to each other or whatever. It's like,
so per Monkey's uncle, the Zoot Suit riots were a series of violent clashes during which mobs of U.S. servicemen, of off-duty police officers and civilians brawled with young Latinos and other minorities in Los Angeles. 1943, riots took their name from the baggy suits worn by many minority youths during that era. Yeah. So, it sounds from what I heard.
It was mostly peaceful, I heard.
It was mostly, there were good people on both sides.
Oh, Lordy. That was fine people, what he said, or something like that.
Yeah, fine people on both sides, yeah.
I don't know. Those things made me think like we have a lot of that stuff going on and we just wipe it from our memory. Like it didn't happen. Like it wasn't that long ago that they were burning down nursing homes and like CVS's and all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or they were just doing it all the time, you know?
And then there's always, remember it was at the stock riots, not the stock market, but what is it? I forget, when Rage Against the Machine went to the stock market and
Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that sort of Occupy Wall. Yeah. So there was always something. Yeah.
That's just part of, I think we were talking about that last week. Like, this is part of the human condition. Like
protest.
Everybody's like, well, no, people should do this. No, like people are doing exactly what they should be doing. And like, there's always going to be like percentages of people that like to tear shit, that don't have things and like to tear shit down, whatever. And there's people that are going to be entrepreneurs and, like push the limits, it's like, this is it. I mean, it's just, there's no like, oh, we should, people should do this or do, it's like, no, this is exactly how like humanity is broken down.
Well, Monkey's uncle actually he does raise he or she, but no, it's uncle, right? So most of the protests were just protests, no riots. So I guess you're right. Sometimes you
Is he talking about?
have to
You're talking about the
differentiate.
Zoot Suit riots were mostly protests.
They were.
Yeah, I mean,
just
that's the truth. Whether it's Antifa, well, I don't know about Antifa, but it's like that. It's a very, very small percentage of these groups that actually do the damage.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a protest of like 5,000 people, I don't think 5,000 people were like it was like premeditated to go and like wreck storefronts and whatnot. Of course, they don't really do anything to stop it, thousands of people, but it's, like a very small percent of that crowd that decide to like kick things off,
Yeah, there's always that one guy, right? Whether like Monkey's uncle says, some agent provocateurs, which I believe in that sort of thing as well. There's that one person that might just throw a rock or throw a this, and then that'll spark off,
Oh, there's there's something going on now with the whole January 6th thing. There's a guy, I think his last name is Epps, right? His last name is Epps. January 6th. And I think, like the conspiracy theorists that are kind of defending the January 6th rioters or whatever, the folks that are, they're being charged with things. They're being charged with, a lot of them are being charged with the maximum possible. But there's one guy that they have video footage of, like, that was like there and participating like at the front lines, and but he's never been charged or anything like that. And he was kind of an organizer. I think his name's something Epps. He's former military. But there's this one really weird case, and like there's, you could search it and you see him, and but he hasn't been charged with anything. Like, he was never arrested, and they haven't like tried to search, like a lot of these people that were in the crowd, like they're, subpoenaing their phones and whatnot. Like they're just, even if you're not charged, they're subpoenaing things from people. They haven't done anything to this guy. So there's a weird case. It might be all bullshit. But,
Ray Epps.
Ray Epps. Yeah. Like there's a weird case that, that like this guy was like an instigator. Like, and it's just very strange that so many people have been charged and had subpoenas on their phones, their devices, but this guy, none. There's none, because once they do that, then, and I'm not an expert, I'll probably get this wrong, but once they do that, then it becomes kind of like public information, or then like the defense can, see that, and they don't want to subpoena these people, some of these guys' devices, because they were like instigating and kind of, they were known.
So my uncle says they caught this guy, white supremacist. Yeah, the red hat guy is, I don't know. I think this guy has a red hat. Yeah, there's a picture of him wearing a red hat. Yeah.
There's a lot of guys wearing red hats that day.
Yeah, exactly.
This guy's Epps. And like, he's just, there's like a whole, like revolver.com has a whole article about it that,
I think,
again, I'm not the reporter. So, but where, like there's like reporters, not very many, not at NBC or CNN or even at Fox, really, that are like digging into this. I guess that Tucker Carlson has some kind of special, but like that are like really going through all the charges, like all the people and all the documents. So and then trying to find like, well, why aren't these people being charged? Because they're right there. They're like, well, if you're gonna charge, I guess, one person, why not charge this other one, right? Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, that's the moment before. Like, again, I don't know. Like, I'm not like verifying these things. I don't have the time, but like they make the argument. This article says that picture right there, that's like the moment it got kicked off. Like, that's the moment that the guy that he was whispering in his ear went up and like grabbed the gate, and that's when things kicked off. So,
oh wow. Yeah. I prefer not to be around crowd. Like, I get afraid of being stampeded on. So, yeah.
Oh, they go into, so Emmy is saying they talk about this guy on Reasonable Doubt. So, yeah.
Hear about him on. Okay, right on. Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff. And it's like, so my thing is these days, like there's this theme in my head, which is like half the documentaries on Netflix right now are basically documenting how terrible our government does. Like every crisis, whether it's 9/11 or whether it's like, the FBI setting up terrorist suspects, like entrapping fucking, like Muslim people into terrorist plots, for whatever reason, just to kind of like, whatever it is, like there's so many documentaries out, movies based on true stories like Narcos, about the drug war and all this stuff, about how really like not just incompetent, but how like nefarious like some of our government agencies are. Not the agency itself, but like the people, like they're very ambitious, people within these agencies that do terrible things. And no matter how many examples we see of it, and we're just like, oh yeah, they fucked, the 9/11. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we really messed that up. Like we're still like with COVID, like there's like half the country's just like, oh no. Our government's got it right on this one. Like we got it. No, not this group. I voted for this group. They got it right. It's like, really? Because we've been getting it wrong for a long time, and like when you read some of these reports about this Epps guy and like the whole, like how many FBI informants there was like the plot to assassinate Michigan Governor Whitmer, something like that.
Was it that like, okay. Wasn't like the one that they were going to kidnap? That's a different one, right? Remember that one?
Were they going to kidnap? I don't know what it was, but there's like a bunch of FBI guys in this, like not just one, like a bunch of them in there, or they're in this, like these weird, like conservative groups. I say weird. I don't really know that much about it, but like Oath Keepers, these groups, like they're just getting, like the FBI is already in there. Like, so, I mean, what's clear from the January 6th is like, there were plenty of people at the FBI, other agencies that knew full well that people were planning, fucking mayhem. Some were planning mayhem. They knew that. So just didn't do anything to stop it. Or
Monkey's uncle, Umbrella Man, identified as Mitchell Carlson. That's JFK, right? The Umbrella Man, identified by the United States, 1978, as Louis Stephen Witt, is a name given to a figure who appears in the Zapruder film. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many examples. I mean, now it's like you can't, like, the JFK thing. That was like you can't control, hundreds of cell phone videos, right? You can control a videotape from one bystander.
Yeah.
And make up some bullshit, but you can't do that when there's hundreds of phones around,
Oh no, he said no. BLM agent provocateur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but, I mean, so it makes it very believable, like all the, like what the FBI did to the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all these groups, like how they infiltrated them and tried to, like, pulled some, let's just, at the very least, unethical shit. Maybe entrapment, maybe, like goading people into doing things that they really weren't going to do, making it easier for them to get their hands on things because they kind of wanted this to, they wanted this planning to happen so they could stop it.
Yeah.
So it's like, for people to so easily reject these ideas that maybe, maybe the FBI did know, maybe there were people in that crowd that were instigating, that maybe something like that happened because they're trying to, I mean, if you're on their side, they're trying to fuck up these groups. They're trying to break up these weird militia groups that they see as a threat. Like I think that's their rationale. So, it's like, I don't know why that's so hard to believe, for like why that's so hard for people to think it's possible.
This is fictitious, but watching all the seasons of House of Cards now, I wonder how unfictitious, realistic a lot of this type of stuff is. And this, I'm on both sides. I'm sure I'm not even going to say left or right. I'm both sides.
No, you're right. There's no difference. I don't think. I don't really think there's a difference. Like in the basement of DC, there's no difference.
Monkey's uncle, thanks for stopping by. He's about to fall asleep.
It says Robbie's about to fall asleep.
Oh, me. Oh, yeah, me.
Yeah, you're about to fall asleep too. Yeah.
I know. I
yeah.
keep on looking myself.
Yeah, we can. Bay of Pigs invasion. I never had one. I just don't see why it's so hard to why it's such a weird thing in our country how people have flipped. Like now people on the right don't trust the CIA or the FBI.
Right.
People on the left are like, the FBI has got it, is doing great things and is really defensive of it.
Well, speaking of defensive,
so weird.
What sucks is nowadays, if you question the government, all of a sudden you're a conspiracy theorist or whatever. No, we just want to get all the facts. We're probably never going to get all the facts, right? But I just want to get as much info as I can. I'm going to question you, whoever you are. Just give me more truth, and then I won't question you. But now we're conspiracy theorists, and now we're, if we ask questions, I had a guy on Instagram say, "Oh, what are you, a QAnon guy?" No, I'm not. I'm just asking a stupid question. Can you answer it? I'm not a QAnon.
Yeah.
And that's like a defense mechanism, I think.
Yeah, and the people that are calling you a conspiracy theorist are would have hated the CIA and all that shit 10 years ago. But I mean, it's both sides. I don't know. I wish that people could on both sides could kind of come together and realize hey, we've both been duped pretty good, but we just, all we've done is flip sides. So all the politicians and all that their job is the same. Their job is just as easy because we just flipped, flipped North and South Pole. But it's still really easy for them to divide everybody.
What Monkey's uncle? What, the party switched sides?
What, I don't know. If you ask some people, right? I think they did. If you ask some,
I think people really did. People that were very suspicious of these government agencies and all that 10 years ago are now oh no, we must defend them.
Yeah.
And if you question them, you're a nut job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But in fairness, we were calling them nut jobs. People on the right were calling them nut jobs 10 years ago when they were suspicious of everything the CIA or when they were everything they were doing. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Aren't there?
Anyway.
There are elections somewhere around the country right now, right?
Yeah, I think there's an election in Virginia for governor.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they've
Bruin backhand, and I agree. You should always ask questions at the very least for understanding. Yeah, just ask questions and just don't. If it's an intelligent question, if it's not like a sarcastic, I just want to ask a quick question. This is what I want to know. Boom, 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 and don't give me the runaround. And we're good. Then I'll make my decision. I'll think for myself, and then I'll ask somebody else maybe a similar question. Well, now when they do the debates, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But I know it's time to go.
Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. It was fun.
Sorry, I was just reading one more thing. Yeah, it was fun. Rufus T. Bigot, just Ernest T.
Yeah. Robbie T. Bigot. Robbie's about to sleep. I'm still laughing at that. If anybody has any suggestions or guest suggestions or topic suggestions, we definitely we've talked about having all you guys on the pod. So sometimes certain schedules don't work with some people, and then we kind of wait on that person for a while, and then we get back to them. And hopefully Emmy, once he's been a little busy, we want to get him on one of these days.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think so.
Yeah, we need to talk to him about the Kielbasa incident.
Oh yeah. No,
I think I have talked to him before, but
probably.
I think he joined one of our Zoom happy hour call. I don't know. Yeah,
probably.
That was one of the funniest things ever. That got overshadowed because I think that's then Dylan had his meltdown.
Oh yeah,
shortly after or something.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for that, I think Ace would have been really giving Emmy a hard time about the Kielbasa incident.
Yeah, so we got to thank Dylan. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you see Dylan in person, he looks. I've said this a couple of times. He looks like one of those undercover cops. He likes to wear like the Hawaiian shirts, and he's got that mustache.
Oh,
Yeah. Bruin Backhand says, "Hey, wait. So Tuesday, the day now? I don't know. I think it's been the day for a while, right? I don't know.
Tuesdays or Thursdays have been the
Thursdays.
day for a while because yeah, I need like 3 more weeks until my son's football season is over.
Okay, good.
It's kind of like 3 nights a week. So
Yeah,
Emmy soon, man.
cool.
All right, bro.
All right, guys. Kielbasa incident, and is that like the disco sausage?
I'm gonna look that up on Pornhub later on tonight. Disco sausage.
That was a funny time. That was a funny episode.
Horseradish and kielbasa. I'm just laughing at it, just thinking about it.
All right, everybody. Good night. Have a good rest of your week.
Yeah, guys. Thanks again, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. Peace. Let's go, Ranters.